Susan Page, Mueller report comes and goes, and then we get this, which it was said at the time was so much better understandable to people. This was about a phone call using plain language that people could get. Well, look what's happened in the last 48 hours. This is as outrageous, and then today doubled down on it still.
You know, such a contrast, I think, in so many ways with the whole two-year experience with the Mueller investigation and its report. And one difference is, you know, the President Trump spent 2 or 3 years saying no collusion with Russia, no collusion, no obstruction. And although some disagreed that was actually what the Mueller report concluded, it pretty much carried the day. Now we have the president basically saying, yeah, I colluded. Yes, I spoke to Ukraine. I was right to do so. I was talking about corruption. And this is something quite different. And this is what has propelled this story with such velocity. You know, we haven't even hit the 2-week mark yet on the Ukraine story, and yet we're at a point where I think the president's impeachment now seems increasingly likely. He said that himself today to reporters at the White House, that he thinks the Democrats have the votes in the House to impeach him, although as you used the clip earlier that showed him counting on the Republican-controlled Senate to keep him in office. Yeah, exactly that. Hey, Barb, what does it take for a CIA in-house lawyer to refer a criminal complaint up the ladder to DOJ?
I have to believe that this CIA general counsel was very alarmed by what she saw to take such serious steps as to alert the Department of Justice that a crime may have occurred by the President of the United States. I think that if I were in those shoes looking at that, it would take a very, very high level of allegedly, purportedly criminal behavior before I would make that call. And so it suggests to me that she had very serious concerns about these allegations.
John Allen, critique for us the Democrats, the job they have done thus far.
Well, Brian, I think you've got to take this in parts. I mean, as far as bringing forward this complaint, I think they've done a pretty good job in making sure that the public is getting the basic news. It's not that difficult to understand what's going on here, in part because the president and the White House released the rough transcript that shows the president combining these two things, basically saying, if you want the money, Ukraine, I'd also like to see this investigation into Joe Biden. It is not a situation where you've got necessarily the greatest stars out front, but it is a situation where they have done a lot of this behind closed doors, and you don't have 35 lawmakers giving 5-minute question periods like you've had in some of the previous hearings. So to that extent, they are letting the facts get out there first. They are letting this pick up its own steam. They are letting the administration and the president sort of stumble over themselves. And to that degree, I think they've done what they need to do.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.